Gazoid and Phelps.
Now we're live.
Oh, okay, good.
I don't know if everybody's muted or not, but now that we can hear him in the arena, so now we know we're good. As we should be getting live with the pistol around here any moment again, this is the final match of the series. We did see Immortals take Train, Echo Fox take Nuke, and now it all comes down to cash to determine who will meet Cloud9 in the grand finals tomorrow afternoon. Will it be an all North American final, or will it be the Battle of the Americas? That's going to be the two different storylines we could see unfold here in just the next few minutes, or well, I guess realistically probably the next like 30 minutes to an hour, not necessarily the next few minutes, but
Potentially, yes.
we will see. As of course the loser would face Heroic in the third place decider, which will be a little bit earlier in the morning. Plus we'll be bringing you both those matches tomorrow to end Northern Arena Toronto to see who's going to win the bulk of that $100,000 prize pool. So really cool stuff as Kevin flies around the map.
Kevin, don't do this to me right now.
I can't handle this.
Normally this wouldn't be that bad, but okay. I feel like he's going even faster. All right, we got match start in 5 seconds, 4 seconds. And you think that Echo Fox are they're typically better on cash, right? That's the data that you've gathered from their
Except
match
for when they
version.
got blasted by Complexity earlier today.
That's
That was the one slip up. But
Well,
normally,
that's what I mean. They're typically better than cash.
yeah, typically they're a pretty good cash team. But I actually think Immortals are actually fairly good on cash. You know, they can play that same like really aggressive mid-control style when you have guys like Phelps and Lucas who can play really well. So I think that they can certainly play a big factor in all this. But to actually start out on the CT side, excuse me.
Do you think Brazilians are cheating because they can calm faster?
What?
They can say things fast. They can say words faster. They speak faster than us.
That is proper analysis brought to you by Bell, powered through Launders. As we are going to see a big B execute coming in here from Echo Fox. Lucas being one with the smoke as best he can as his bomb tries to take the bomb plane. He actually sneaks around the edge, almost catches Shazam out, but can't quite land the shots. But Phelps will be able to here from Checker, so he keeps the man advantage here for Immortals. He's going to get flanked through eventually by Shazam, however, and that's going to even things up. And Shazam with a quick second follow-up, and now they have the man advantage on the Echo Fox side. Bomb still ticking away. Zeus trying to flank through Vince. Bolt still just kind of holding his ground, waiting for his teammate to get into position. But Shazam is just doing it all by himself. He could, in fact, ace it, but Rick says no.
What a teammate. You can still put the 4K up. I mean, that's a really nice 4K. All headshots, clean kills. Important side hold, and I think and the first kill came at when they were at a disadvantage, so they seal it up on the B take. Immortals obviously going to buy here. I say obviously, I'm not sure why. Sometimes you don't buy here, but it's quite common on CT side. That's fair to say.
Yeah, I mean the one thing is if you buy a bunch of armor and utility, it does perhaps like limit your ability to have better utility on your opening gun round. So that is one of the downfalls of it. But you can see that Henny doesn't really buy anything to make sure that he's going to be able to get it op in the opening gun round, no problem. But it does give them a chance to see if they might be able to like steal a round away from Echo Fox early. But Echo Fox playing this cautiously, opening up a little bit B heavy though. I mean, you do have Sean in the position that you normally wouldn't see him in. Normally, this is like Roka's territory, but with it being this particular situation, it'll be kind of Sean who does the honors of heading this direction.
The Shawners, if you will.
That was pretty good. I like that.
Thanks. I'll be here for the next 30.
Indeed, you will. Don't peace out on me long. It's not quite yet. Not on my birthday. Don't do this to me, man.
Oh, no. We'll have a drink after.
Okay, cool. Appreciate you.
Have a bread.
As Echo Fox, any moment now, we'll be ready to execute as we do begin to see A main cleared out by Phelps. So that'll give him information to allow his teammates to rotate a little bit earlier towards the B site before the actual execute rolls out. So it'll actually be a decent position. But here comes the split anyhow. Lucas trying to step out there from that first Orange's position. He does get the shot on the Freakazoid, so things are getting slowed down just a tad bit here. And they actually find a second kill as well, so now all of a sudden Echo Fox comes to a screeching halt here right outside B lobby. And now they're getting flanked by Phelps. Everything is just disrupted now. And oh my goodness, Phelps cleans out the round. What just happened?
Wow. I mean, I don't know. There's a big flank, some nice shots being hit. That round went swimmingly for Phelps.
Yeah, I think it started off with Phelps being able to clear out A main so early and be able to get that information to get into like a quicker flank. And then, yeah, he just went nuts. I mean, that was just a big round from him, almost equally as impressive as Shazam's round to win the pistol. And now you can see that Echo Fox will not let that reset to their economy affect them. They're going to force buy right back up, see if they can't reset Immortals right back. And so this is where you get to like one of those crazy starts, as we are going to see Echo Fox open basically as default as it gets. You'll see this 1-3-1 a ton from them. They love to work from this and try to get mid-control with Shazam, Freakazoid, and Rix. You see Freak already stepping out and forcing the M4 back from Immortals.
Freakazoid getting at the white box is a fair bit of control. This is a place where you can put anyone, even on a rifle round, and they become very useful, even if they don't move. They can hear a lot of things highway. They know if someone's trying to peek Z. They can even hear a scope. They know that sandbags is clear, and they have a very easy time staying alive.
Yeah, Freak holding down the fort here. Roka being a nuisance at the door. His spot he's played pretty much his entire career, even going back to like Elevate in different teams. He's always loved to play that spot. And, you know, you can see him just holding position as we do see Rix beginning to carry that bomb over towards A main. So it seems like we could see them eventually look to split this A bomb site. But Sean definitely wants to keep presence at B, keep that option open. And just him actually catches Henny over the box while Freakazoid has literally not budged. So that was kind of funny. But that allows him to hold his ground without Immortals even knowing that he's there.
When will this door open? That's the great question. Oh, good flash, is it? Oh, wow. Rix was completely blind and was just firing at his line of sight. Saw where the flash was coming from, but couldn't avoid it. Either way, both goes down, and Freakazoid finds a kill from White Box. Finally activates from his position.
And so all of a sudden the force buy back up from Echo Fox looks like it might do them well. As it's only going to be Lucas and Zeus left with the FAMAS's head armor, and it looks like they are just backing down the save. And so we're going to see just, you know, an exchange around to start things off in this half.
Man, Echo Fox are really playing these rounds out slowly, and it ends up being all for a good reason. I wonder if Immortals are going to decide to buy in response to this. Now, it can be a game of economic chicken. The thing is that they haven't done a lot of damage, so they haven't knocked down enough players here to put Echo Fox in a 1-1 situation, or excuse me, in a buy-safe situation. So even if Immortals force up to try to steal it back and put Echo Fox in a double safe, it won't work because Echo Fox have 5 buys to their name already. I wonder if that upgrade any of this, just buy nades.
Yeah, so Immortals, what do they do here? Do they finally concede? Or do they force buy and try to reset Echo Fox right
It's
back?
more fun if they force buy.
And they will. Aren't you excited?
Yes, I am.
You're on the edge of your seat.
Quite literally. I think it's more exciting if they force buy. I just don't know if it makes sense in this situation just because Xbox have so much money left over after buying nades because they didn't have to upgrade any guns.
Yes, we do see Immortals getting very aggressive on middle here. They're actually looking to do maybe perhaps some type of counter to Echo Fox right now. But it looks like Rix and company are certainly keeping their eyes out for it. So I don't know if it'll actually have an effect in the round. But if he times it just right, he can still get like a really sick flank. But I'm just waiting to see what Echo Fox wants to do. Looks like they've really kind of forfeited control of B side of the map. But you do, yeah, they're definitely going to stick with that. They're not going to re-aggress it. I think Sean checked it really quick just to make sure they're not getting flanked. But now you see them gathering up for some type of mid or A attack.
Molotov, not quite good enough. And Phelps is sitting here, not necessarily because he thinks anyone's here, but this just gives him a quick flank. So teammate doesn't have to wait to boost him up. He can just sit here for as long as possible. If someone counter boosts, great. If they go A main, he can go over and picks a great time now with 50 seconds left, assuming no one is watching the flank, to drop in and find a frag. Yes, he does get it.
Now he gets an AK, which makes him equally dangerous. But as soon as I say that, spoiler alert, Rix comes in and stops him from being able to put it to any type of work. And so now Bolt's here trying to hold the forklift, but Rix is going to clear him out quickly. And so now Echo Fox have a 4-on-2. They have control of the A-bomb site here. Lucas pushing in with the Deagle, trying to see if he can give his team one last hope, but he misses the shot. And now it's Henny all left alone with the FAMAS. No support, no utility, no kit, no hope of taking this round. And so Echo Fox, they'll finally end this whole scrappy start. I think they're going to start taking control of the early part of this half, it seems like.
Yeah, and now I can safely say that buy made absolutely no sense. They had no incentive to do it. They would have had to win 2 really difficult rounds in a row, and instead the better option I think would have been just to save one. But they did bring a few players low, and it could have maybe been a different situation. But look at the economy. After spending a grand on nades, upgrading to head armor on a couple of people, they still have over 4K a piece on average.
Right, so definitely Immortals will go ahead and take the save here. So Echo Fox should have no trouble finding this 4th round. And we'll see if Immortals can, you know, come back in the next once they're able to purchase guns and challenge Echo Fox. Because again, Immortals have been one of the hot teams in the NA scene. Not recently, like online's been kind of mixed, but they're still had that pedigree of players that you expect to be able to make finals. Whereas Echo Fox, you know, people were very uncertain about them. They've been like really high highs and kind of low lows. But so far looking sharp here on Cash as they open things up at middle once more. Phelps trying to challenge them here from Toxic, but not going to be able to hit any of the shots.
That's the most terrifying sound.
The wisdom of the Greylanders.
You know, I've gotten into some like P250 duels, and because the gun doesn't sound as strong, I feel like I'm not going to get the kill. And it affects my confidence.
Look what you've done, Valve.
No.
You've broken the man.
I think it matters.
There you go, as it looks like this round is pretty much a done deal. So Echo Fox will go up 4-1. But now Immortals will be back onto a full buy, and this is where things might actually get a bit more interesting. We might get a little bit more tactical here now. Now we might see some proper CS unfold.
Stuff that we can analyze. They are so well endowed right now with the amount of money they have. They got big money.
I feel like your goal is just to break me before this cast is over. It seems to be the mission that you're trying to come up with here. As we are going.
I have reached a point of enlightenment. I think that's where I'm at.
From your quest that you took before the
My ayahuasca break that I took just now.
yeah. As we are going to see the buy now on Immortals. They have a pretty heavy stack over here towards Highway, so it's going to give them a quick transition to either side of the map right now as the bomb's just kind of tucked in at the back of B lobby. So Echo Fox certainly not committing to anything just yet. Roka, again, just kind of playing the door as he normally would. And, I mean, Immortals, it's weird. Like, they had the weirdest 1-3-1 I've ever seen in my life on CT side. Cash. They're just all sitting in Highway.
Oh, Phelps actually spots that smoke and throws one of his own, even though it kind of smokes off quad because he recognized that it's going to be a one-way. What a cute kid.
What a well counter, as you said, as Roka thinking about toying around with this. I think his foot got spotted right under the smoke, and Phelps, you do see him trying to light him up through the smoke, but he doesn't connect the shot. Roka sneaks around the edge, but Henny waiting for him with open arms with the AWP. Meanwhile, Echo Fox, that was all a sham. They're looking to attack this B-bomb site instead, but Lucas, he hasn't budged. He's still holding in the site. Now he has Henny for support inside Heaven. He's able to work with Henny to get 3 kills, and what the heck was that shot? Henny, stop doing things like that. And that's just the type of player Henny is. He hits the wildest shots, and he'll miss, like, easy ones. And so then you kind of calm down a little bit. But that was certainly flashy. And now Sean, he's stuck in a difficult 1 versus 3 with the bomb down the site. And he's not going to be able to get any room. Quad kill from Henny. So well defended by him on that B side.
Yeah, 4 kills in the round. As soon as they got the op, and they got that full buy. If only they saved earlier for it. I think they could have potentially not given up a round, though. It's impossible to roll back time and figure out if that would have actually happened. Here, Echo Fox are going to be buying and still have a lot of money left over. They have earned their place after winning the economic game of chicken and putting Immortals in a situation where they had to save and couldn't do any damage to recover from it.
Oh my goodness, that did not go according to plan, and I feel like that's kind of ruined the timing on them getting up there. So that's actually a lot of Immortals favorable peaks over at middle, and now Phelps even pushes A main to add to it, so it just all piles on as Immortals just keep clicking here, leaving Rix alone in a 1v3. He does get that kill, but he's going to have to come up big to take this round. That bomb is down at A main. There's 2 players controlling it. There's really no hope for Rix at this point. Like, he'd have to hit some insane shots as he actually picks up an op, trying to play around the smoke. Spam coming through. Almost lines up a 2-for-1. Does find one. Reacts quickly for a second. Now all of a sudden it's a 1 versus 1. Is he actually going to do this? That would be incredible. He has so much time. He collects the bomb. He's running away. But Lucas is an A-man. He hears every single step, I feel like. So this is going to be interesting. How is this going to work out? Who's going to peek who?
He just has to, yeah. He just has to wait. He doesn't want to stand right in front of that door. That's too risky.
I mean, what if, I mean, does he wait it out and does Lucas leave? That's the big question. We have to just kind of wait and see how this is going to play out.
But Lucas knows that he's trying to do this. So, like, so this would mean that he would have to walk all the way out of, Lucas would have to assume that he walked all the way out of Squeaky in this situation.
Yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to unfold. It's just a waiting game at this point. Time's ticking away, so eventually Rix has to make a decision here, and eventually Lucas does as well. Looks like Lucas has already made his play. It's up to Rix to try to figure out what's going to do next. He actually tries to peek lockers first, but Lucas was hiding around at NBK, and so he's able to come out there and grab the kill, and so now it's going to be 3-4. So, I mean, that got real scary for a second there, but Immortals does eventually close it out.
That round is
So,
different
there you
if,
have
if
it.
Rix just walks as soon as he gets out of A main, as opposed to like run halfway to Squeaky. I mean, he had nowhere to go, right? He was running to nowhere. He was speeding into traffic, if you will.
And it's one of those things where he knows Lucas is the B-side player, so he has to like know how much did Lucas actually rotate. Like, did he rotate far enough to where I can actually just run to B and plant the bomb and I have a 1v1 with like some clock killed? Or is it one of those situations where Lucas can actually just stick A and I'm stuck? So it was definitely a tough call to make.
No, both. No. I'm saying he could have done the same thing, but he could have just walked the entire way as opposed to ran halfway. Because that's the only tip that Lucas had that allowed him to know that he was going to be going back to Squeaky.
And look at this, Zeus just being so sneaky. They all run by him. He finally decides to pounce, and he's able to find 2 kills. He actually gets the bomb down, and he picks up the op. He almost finds a shot there on the Freakazoid, but not quite. But it's still giving Immortals so much time to rotate. You already see Phelps flank in motion. Nades going out to try to hold Henny off so they can get the bomb back and perhaps get him inside the bomb site. But Henny, he'll have none of that. He gets a Spanish on Freakazoid through the garage door. We didn't get to catch that, but that certainly is going to have a huge impact on the round, as it's now just going to be Roka and Rix. They're working into the site. Henny grabs another one. What is going on? Henny with this op has been looking so crazy on Cash these past few rounds. Roka looking to see if he can clutch the 1v3. He does get one of them. Now both will push him in. And he's going to find Henny, but Bolts is too close behind the trade. And so now Immortals will tie up the game 4-all. What is going on?
Damn, son. Wallbang through the floor.
Wallbang through the door.
Through the door, through the floor. Yeah, that's
it's like a Dr. Seuss book of Counter-Strike or something
exactly.
at this point. And he just going to town. He's had quite some crazy flashy op shots this game. I mean, we're 8 rounds in. He's got 8 kills thus far, so he's holding his own for sure. Even Zeus has been playing pretty well throughout all of this, I'd have to say.
He was really good with a Mag 7. Like, no joke. Like, he's gotten so many kills with it. Like, he had that nuke play where he flanked them in the garage, got those 2 frags, dropped the bomb, did the exact same thing just now.
Indeed, he did. Echo Fox still able to buy thanks to that bomb plant in the previous round, so they'll still be able to develop something here, as we do see them looking for some type of aggressive 1-4 split right now, as Sean Garrett is inside the door. He does have a smoke. They could run that, remember that old school Cloud9 veggie wrap?
Yeah, veggie wrap.
That's what it looks like it's about to be, based on the positions here. So let's see how it unfolds.
These guys definitely eat right.
There's a bunch of new people watching this stream that have no clue what we're talking about, but at least the old school people know exactly what I'm talking about. But unfortunately, it's going to get disrupted because Phelps gets aggressive on A main and takes down Rix, and so before they can even really start executing, they get stuffed a bit, and this actually forces Sean Garrett out of position, and he has to kind of like shuffle around now and kind of come up with a new option.
Shazam's up there, isn't he? Oh, no. Oh, that's inside A main. I thought they went toxic.
Yeah, we actually see them trying to see if maybe they can't sneak around the other side. We did definitely see a boost go on. They actually do get control of the bomb as well. So they'll get the bomb, they'll swing it around, and they even have a little bit of presence at middle. He's not missing today right now. Really great shot there from Henny once again, as you see Echo Fox trying to come up with some type of mid to B split. Meanwhile, Shazam, actually no, looks like they could still go mid A with the positioning that Shazam has, but it's going to be difficult to do with the man down, and they only have a couple of flashes to work with.
This is really weird. Lucas actually pushed B, but this doesn't mean that they couldn't go vents to B if they wanted to. But either way, Immortals are stacking A because of that info. Shazam gets a kill, Henny gets one as well, and they might assume Henny's alone here with B, which actually it's still scary to assume that Henny is on the site that you want to go to because he is hitting shots, man.
And even when he misses his shots, he has teammates to the cover. That's going to be Bolts coming in, so now it's going to be 5-4. And so Immortals, they've won the last 4 rounds in a row. I mean, we had Echo Fox after the scrappy start to get a few rounds in a row, but now Immortals have responded so well, and Henny has been such a big factor in all of that.
The craziest thing I found about Brazilian CS is they always find a way to, if an area is tested, both people see each other, usually they fall off, and then both of you make a readjustment. Like, I find Brazilians do a really good job of reaggressing at the right time, so they really know if you're going to stay in the spot and continually test it and watch it, or if you're going to leave right away, and they'll take that information and run with it. I think they consistently do that across both teams, Immortals and SK, some of the best in the world.
Indeed, as we do see Roka open up the squeaky door, and he actually finds a headshot there, and the Phelps catches a good timing, so he evens us back up into a 4-on-4, and they do even start trying to press into this A bomb site, and they even dink down Bolts, and they finish him off, in fact, so now it's 3-on-3, but Henny's alive with an op, and he has been feeling it lately. He's already found a kill on the Freakazoid. He makes it to 3-on-2, but bomb down, decent post-play positioning, but the way the bomb's planted, actually, it's going to be tough for Shazam to help out. They're actually able to push into the site. It's all going to come down to that quad box player. Or unless Shazam can cut them off before they can get inside. not going to be the case. Zeus able to put it in between the eyes of Shazam, and so now it's all on Roka, just hugging out the box here, just trying to hold on for dear life, see if he can delay long enough, but he just can't. So Immortals will take the retake, and they will defuse the bomb, and it's going to be 6-4.
After this, it looks like Echo Fox have made enough money on the save to perform another buy. No, weren't intending to win that round by any means, and I actually didn't even need the bomb plant to have more than enough for a buy, but the extra money will be very important, especially if they end up losing here. But after a full buy on that one save because of the plant, 2K apiece on 2 players, 1,500 on 2 others, not bad.
Despite the fact that Immortals have won the past few rounds, you can see that this round, they're a little bit lacking on one of their players, so that could have an effect on this one. As we do see Echo Fox fully bought out, we are going to see them playing things a little bit default, but with a slight change. They're actually using Shazam to kind of hold some real estate here on one of the map, while the other 4 actually are all working the same option, which is maybe setting up for some type of A execute, or with these smokes they're about to throw, they could even be like a late mid attack. I'm actually not 100% sure which one they're looking to go for, but Immortals are looking to take the fight to Echo Fox.
Oh, yeah. If you fall off the boost like that, the counter boost, I usually just give it up because you make that one footstep and you're close mid. It just sounds so obvious.
But he finds the right timing to peek, but it doesn't matter. Rix is able to respond, but Zeus, does he have the proper angle to perhaps kind of even things up, or will it go checked? It does, but he still out-aims Rix, so really well done there from Zeus. Shazam, he's going to look to edge his way out to see if he can't trade Zeus out, but Zeus jiggle peeks and baits the bullet out, and now he does damage to Shazam and sticks him into the corner. Shazam's still low. He tries to flash him, but Zeus, unfazed, he's able to get the kill. Now it's all up to Sean Gares and Freakazoid. They're still trying to crack open the save bomb site, but Henny still has great position, and Zeus is there to aid him from Highway. They do flush him out with an incendiary, and Sean picks up the kill onto Zeus. So now actually, the tides have turned big time in this round. It's going to be a 1 versus 2 for Lucas as he comes in through CT. He spots Freakazoid. He takes him down low, but he can't finish the job. And so it's going to be Echo Fox taking a round back, 6-5. And look at the money right now. A couple of these players are so low on Immortals.
Yeah, so low, and that was actually a 2v4, right? That was a 2v4. They didn't even need to get the bomb down. Jeez, it's unreal. It's kind of like there's so much credit to be given to Echo Fox because they play these 2v4s extremely well. It's not like Immortals are just like peeking into all their angles and stuff like that. Echo Fox have forced them to peek in certain situations and have done a good job identifying where they're playing and isolating them. But
I thought Zeus had done so much work at middle that they'd be able to lock it up, but it just like they caught Henny in such awkward space with some incendiaries and such, and it just made it impossible for him to like get a better position, and Zeus couldn't really bail him out. Some key shots hit to get that into the 2-on-2.
Throwing a nice little Z smoke there, and sandbag molly. Or are they going to actually go mid, or are they just going to throw shit here? Oh, shoot.
I think you will be forgiven as we are going to see that boost come in. But look at Henny trying to do a flank. He's actually able to catch a kill there onto Sean Gares, but Rix is quick to follow it up. But that does actually slow them down just a little bit. I mean, they're not going to get mid control as fast as they wanted, but again, they still are working up against just pistols. They have plenty of firepower at their disposal. Phelps aggresses A main to get a little information. He peeks in, but he's quick to back out once he feels the pressure. But now he'll actually re-peek back in. Another pop flash comes in. He lines up too. He does a lot of damage, but he actually doesn't get any kills just yet. But I mean, it's starting to soften up Echo Fox, and there's still maybe a chance for Immortals to creep back into this one based on all the damage that they've done.
Yeah, but not only that, he has info. He knows that 3 people are at least in A main. That means it's pretty clear they were. Well, they're running back knife out. They didn't expect anyone to push B.
I guess not, but look at this now. Zeus is in a crazy corner, and Phelps is holding them off. Will they, in fact, check this? It could be the same situation as Lucas playing out all over again, but this time for Zeus, it does. Rick's quick to trade from Vince, but he's running out of time. He could plant just enough time, I think, to get it, but Bolts will be able to get in good position to retake him with the Deagle. The damage is dealt, but Rix holds on. And so there you have it, by the skin of their teeth. Echo Fox tied this thing up 6-all.
Oh my God, hated that so much. They ran because they had no time.
Right.
They ditched the site that they planned on going to because they took so much damage. Instead of trying to find a way to go to A but cause a rotate out of it, right? Like they did like, and on the eco, there's such a high percentage chance that Immortals are going to push something. I mean, they push a lot in general, right? So for someone to go for B main control, and then Zeus to get those 2, like they had people in positions all the way through that Echo Fox had no time to clear. Like I feel like B was really like it was a last-second option, and it probably wasn't safe by any means. They really should have lost that round. I feel like.
Certainly. You make a good point. You give yourself not enough time to properly clear your corners and take control of the site because you just burned so much clock, and that happened to him a lot against Complexity in that series. That's a part of the reason why it became so close, particularly on that Mirage game. So it could haunt them at some point. Certainly got them in that round, as now it's all squared up, 6-all. Still a pretty low buy for Immortals, though, given everything. A little bit of an NA flash there from South America.
This time they're going to try wall smokes at mid. And interesting position to throw them from. Looks like they're launching them now. Anyone going to go up?
And they do still have presence with Freakazoid here outside. I think that's going to Shazam with the op outside B lobby. And they will go ahead and press out middle. Zeus, though, has control of the vent area, and so he's going to be able to just drop back down into checkers. And now he has a couple of counter flashes to stall them out even more. So is Echo Fox going to run out of clock again? It's kind of the big question, as we do still have one player inside the site, and Henny has already made his rotation to heaven as well. So Echo Fox, they need to get in here now, as they do begin to start pressing in one by one, and they clear it out very effectively. Now only Henny stands in their way. He misses his shot, however, and he gets forced out by Amali. And so now the bomb will get planted. He's actually even getting caught falling back, and Bolts has no hope of taking this now. He just has to try to get exits. And so Echo Fox, they'll take the lead back. So, I mean, again, another very close game. Very reminiscent of that first half of Train, where like it started off really close. I feel like we're kind of at that same scenario.
Yeah, it does feel like that similarly. And sometimes, I mean, it's a different map, but results could be similar. I think that round was really cool how they took B, and everything went really well, and they put themselves in a position to guarantee trades. They had like 3 people crossing oranges from the side of the site that they don't have to worry about any other angle, so it was perfect. Like, no way that guy gets a kill, and then focusing down heaven was perfect as well. But like, one thing that was weird was he was in vent, and he ended up he stayed in vent. He like broke it out, but hung out for a second, and then fell back to checker. And typically, like a checker site setup is really nice. I wonder why he was so intent on getting out of checker when there wasn't even a B main smoke. So if he thought that they were going to split B, he was at a huge risk. So he tossed a flash in a vent, and then just tried to run across the site and just got killed from vent, which was like one way he could have died. But I feel like his best bet was to have his site guy watch his B main cross and just sit there and take the fights in vent, because those are pretty good fights to take.
Absolutely. And I think the other good point that you brought up in all that was the idea of how you push through headshot angle rather than going up the ramp. Yeah. Because not only do you don't expose yourself to all the angles from inside the site where you can just get caught in the crossfire from default and first orange, but you also angle yourself out from not being spotted from heaven until you get like jumped up onto the actual headshot angle and into the site. And so this makes it, I feel that's like a detail that a lot of people skip on. And I've seen people burn so many times by just trying to go up the ramp when you have the site.
You look to your left and your right, and then your back. You're exposed from all those angles. You eliminate all those problems by just running up the right side of the site. Yeah.
And so that's why you see Echo Fox just line up all 3 members on that same side, and it really allowed them to trade efficiently to get inside that B bomb site and take the round. And so we have a really close game on our hands. And there's a timeout that came out. I believe it's tactical. I'm not sure who it was from. Perhaps it's from the Brazilian side, since they just lost that round. They want to kind of refocus their efforts here, because they know that they had like a pretty good lead going for themselves. Now Echo Fox have creeped back into this game, and they actually have a lead now, and Immortals with just upgraded pistols to work with in this one.
I'm always interested in this door fight, because like if you sit in front of it and someone opens it on you, I wonder if it comes down to reaction time or if it's who opened the door that allows you to get the first bullet off. Like if the door opens towards you, like do they see you first? It's kind of a weird fight, but it happens a lot if you're especially on an eco sitting in front of the door. Sometimes they don't do it, but sometimes it works.
Yeah, you can see that we do have presence on A from Immortals, as well as a couple players very quickly in a potential flank position, as we certainly see Echo Fox looking to attack this A-bomb site. They have 3 in A main, 2 doors, so definitely want to run some kind of split. They're dishing out all their nades, try to clear out all their angles, but Bolts holds his ground at forklift, but he's not able to hit the shot. Roka takes him out, and now it's going to be on Phelps with the CZ inside the site to defend as best that he can. He does grab one. He dances around the red box, just trying to find a new angle, trying to find a new way to approach this. But meanwhile, his team is getting cleaned out, but he still is able to survive, and he keeps doing damage. That's another kill for him. Can he find another? Almost takes down Rix as well, but not quite enough, and his support system kind of faltered around him. And of course, with just pistols, you couldn't expect much. But now we're in the final round of the half to see this is as close as it gets, or can Echo Fox get a little bit of a bigger lead before we go into the second half?
It would be good for them. It's not telling of the second half at all. I don't think either team are out of this at this point, no matter what the scoreline is at the end of this half. Getting 7 would be really nice for Immortals, but they have no right to get it. They don't have any good guns. They don't even have a single rifle. Henny's got a mini-op in his hands, and they've got to do some cheesy stuff right here to make anything happen. And versus the utility that they have, the amount of resources that Echo Fox have to work with, as well as Sean and how much he loves to run down the clock, which seems to be just a prevalent style, which I'm so surprised that he is doing this so often, considering I feel like his teammates like playing fast in general. Though they're doing a relatively good job of it. Just surprised, I guess, that they're so down with the movement.
As we have the last round before us here, trying to figure out exactly what Echo Fox wants to do on their final call of the T side, as we do see Rick's lining up the vent smoke, and there is no one actually there to catch anyone falling back down from it, and it actually missed anyway, I think, so it wouldn't have really even played a factor in things at all, as Roka just still keeps waiting patiently at this door. Rick's now beginning to control A main, and so they definitely want to go for this A execute, it seems. They do have presence by Sean Garrett here, actually at the vents, kind of keeping people guessing if it's actually a mid to B split, and Rick's, in the meantime, actually gets the entry onto Phelps over on the A side of the map as well, so you see a lot of shuffling going on from Immortals. Lots of nades continue to pour into the A site, so Bolt feels pretty confident he's in the right place, and you do begin to see rotates coming in as well, though Zeus is still way far off, and Sean Garrett and Freak are just clearing out the site. All the shots connecting here from Echo Fox across the lineup, and so it comes down to Zeus with a mag 7, and yeah, this is pretty much a done deal, and he knows it.
Yep, there's not much you can do here, especially with the USB, because that's going to do more damage at this range than a mag ever will. And yeah, just a bunch of terrorists looking red in the eyes. All want to shoot his face off. Do it as he's in the air. And Echo Fox are 3 rounds in the lead, need 6 to advance to the finals of this tournament. This would be a big victory for them. I mean, Immortals have been here, not with this lineup. They have a lot on the line too. Zeus especially probably feels like he really wants this badly for himself and his team. But Echo Fox, it's been a little bit more of a long time coming. They're one of the actually only stable rosters that we've had at this LAN.
Yeah, I guess you could say that they've had kind of the least recent moves in the team. I mean, I guess it wasn't that long ago they brought in Freakazoid, but definitely when you compare it to some of the other moves, they seem to have had their 5 established a little bit longer.
I mean, like 2 months is
apparently that's a good.
Yeah.
Apparently so. And you got to think about this because again, there's a couple different storylines here. It's Echo Fox, hitting a huge bump in the road at ESEA Global Challenge where they lost like alternate attacks in this crown scene that no one had ever heard of, and people then began to write them off because even though they were having these great results in EPL, I think they're like 8-0 in EPL, like even with wins against like Liquid and some really good teams. So it looked like they were getting something going there, but then you had that stumble at the Global Challenge. But now at this event, they've looked short of the struggle against Complexity where they still wound up with a W in the end. So I guess somewhat all is forgiven. They've looked really good against the other top North American competition they face here. And if they can beat Immortals, they will have, cleared out 3 of the top teams for being in the North American region on their way to the finals. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. There's certainly still a chance for Immortals to climb back into this, but this is a big gap in the smoke that Ricks can play.
Yeah, sometimes it cuts both ways if someone wants to test it, but it looks like it's giving them a lot of info. But at this point, no one's crossed back, surprisingly. Everyone's kind of settled in a spot. And what?
I don't think I've ever seen a nade accidentally catch that in the roof. I don't even know. As Immortals, though, just wreaking havoc. Zeus, a big part of it there. He winds up with the quad kill on the round, so big Zeus coming up huge for his team right there. He's actually one of the top fraggers for his team, tied with Henny. So there you go, the in-game leader doing it. It's really Bolt who surprises me. I rarely see him do this poorly ever since he relinquished the in-game leadership.
Dude, shout out to Immortals, but that smoke was tied. I had never seen that thrown before.
I haven't either. At first I thought it was a mistake, but then I realized what it accomplished, and I was like, wow, okay, that's actually a pretty cool retake smoke.
Yeah, that was amazing. That's perfect. Great smoke.
I wonder how many hours of throwing random smoke grenades from heaven did it take for him to figure that one out?
Some kid on Reddit probably just inboxed him. I got this info. Want to hook you up. I know you put it to good use, Sean. Here you go. Or he found it himself. He probably finds a lot of stuff himself.
We do have mid control here from Immortals. force up here from Echo Fox. They do have the upgraded pistols, a scout in the hands of Roko. Immortals coming in here, swinging in with the SMG. Bomb down here at the back of mid garage. Still Immortals, not committing to anything just yet. Just looking to see if they can't find some more kills, get themselves a better foothold in the round. As again, it is a very close game, and Immortals are just a few steps away from tying it back up at 9-all. We've seen a lot of ties in this game already.
Yeah. Yep. At every high point of the match, it's been very back and forth. It's an exciting series, and usually you see a team give up at the third map this late, where somebody just gets exhausted, and it's actually Immortals who should be a little bit better on stamina than Echo Fox at this point, who've played kind of 6 grueling maps in a row. But Echo Fox have that tasty way.
Shout out to Launders just selling out for a completely other organization than the one that we work for. That's when you know it's next level.
Yeah.
Get on that machine.
Give them a sustainable source of energy that'll last them a long time. And seriously,
Incredible.
that's 6 maps of Counter-Strike is very tiring. Yeah.
That part definitely. The tasty wave plug definitely kind of came out of left field, but you're just that kind of guy, I feel like, tonight, Launder says. It has certainly been a long one. Last night was long, too. But it's going to be great to get that finals day tomorrow. So definitely going to be cool to see that as we are on the verge of seeing Immortals tie this game up at 9-all. As we are going to see another kill coming out there from Phelps as he just continues to, put pressure at middle. And I mean, Immortals are basically just cleaning house at this point. Sean Garrett's is the last to fall. And there you have it. It's now all tied up, but now the buys are going to come into play. And it's going to be very interesting to see how he takes control of this game, because it's weird. Normally, as you watch the game unfold, you can kind of get a feel for like who is on the verge of like just taking control of the game, like who seems to be just playing better. Well, it's just going to take them, one nice full buy to get it going. Yep. But really, it's so hard to read how this map is going right now, because I feel like we've seen highs and lows from both teams throughout the entire match.
No, yeah, it's not over. And that pistol just all it did was literally equalize the game. It didn't really say, oh, Immortals got that pistol and they're on T side, so therefore they're probably going to win. This
what
doesn't really
this?
give me this kind of info.
A quad man door push that includes an op? What?
So yeah. So they have one person over at B throwing a B main smoke, and they're just going to go out off. What? Freak is on box watching highway from sight with Sean at forklift. And they didn't. Why was there no response to the door opening?
I have literally never in my life seen 4 people push door on a gun on gun round like that. That was nuts. Like, I've seen 3 a couple of times, and normally you see the type of stuff on like Tech 9 force buys when you're just trying to like close the distance on quad box and get a bomb plan at default. But on just a full-out gun round, to do that and catch Freakazoid that off guard, that was actually pretty insane.
Yeah, that is pretty insane. I've definitely seen a 4 door push.
Okay.
But I also play too many sub-10
Shout out to the Boxer crew, of course. Boxer.gg.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Check it out.
Figure you're helping out Echo Fox. I could help you out a little bit.
Yeah, tasty way. We're looking for sponsors. Anyways.
Anyways. Announcement, October 1st.
This is going well.
As it's now 10-9. A crazy tactic from Immortals, that is for sure, but it is successful. As Echo Fox still able to get a buy going here. Shazam's going to have the op. Freak is a little bit limited with the FAMAS. And I think this is a big round, because if Immortals take this, I think Echo Fox would be in saving territory. That's when Immortals could actually kind of start taking control of the second half a little bit.
Sorry, when what? They'll be able to take control when?
Because I think if Echo Fox have to save after this round if they lose, like I think they're running out of money. So this is like a
yeah.
really big round. It's probably the same way for Immortals though as well. Like this is probably a 2-for-1 deal type round.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, Immortals did a pretty good job on their anti-eco, so they might be in a bit of a better place, as you're pointing out. Well, this first kill is going to make a huge difference, though. And that is Ricks. They have mid control. No one in Z. They're going to have. They don't even have. Where's the op at, actually?
Actually going to be over there still just kind of watching any type of A main flank. Meanwhile, Bolt's just going to work at the B side of the map, and Zeus got a pick early on as well. So at this point, you're seeing Immortals just play pretty B heavy, but still very slow, and they just keep finding kills. Like they keep catching people out solo, and there's no one really set up the trade. And so Immortals, I mean, just like that, 1, 2, 3. They're now going to be up 11-9, and Echo Fox are forced to save these guns. But I mean, Immortals are going to give chase. They're not going to let them save them for free, that's for sure. And Phelps already finds one of them.
Well, haven't lost a single man. You typically don't get to pad your income on full rifle rounds this way by saving all 5 players. Each buy is so important. It's just crazy how much money that is. Like an entire buy.
What's even crazier is just like the type of tactics that Immortals have used to actually win clean rounds like this, like quad door push. You know, don't really lose anybody. This round, just heavy B, taking one-on-one duels and winning them all. Like, it's just, Immortals just seem like to be winning all the aim battles. It's really come down to that, I feel like. It's not like they're doing anything special. They're doing some things that are kind of crazy. They're changing the pace up a lot, but, I mean, Echo Fox are just losing a lot of fights. They're just getting caught off guard.
Yeah, it is cool that they are doing things differently and unorthodox style and making it work.
Right.
And making it look easy. But, like, whoa. Rick is up to 21 kills, Freak at 15, and then 12, 9, 8. We got, like, something similar or a little bit more even? They're kind of similar in some senses.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like the frag distribution for both teams is pretty much, like, for the position that they're in on their team, it seems like it's actually pretty different. So, like, the total number of frags is actually pretty close. And, I mean, it's reflected in the score. It's 11-9. Yeah. So, definitely a tight race here to see who's going to make that grand final. And you're right. Immortals are doing things different. I'm so used to them when I've watched them play the few catch games they have since Zeus has been on board. It's always just been, like, Bolts playing B solo, you know, Zeus playing, like, Door, A main, and then a lot of mid-control with Henny, Lucas, and Phelps. And, you know, just working from that default system like they like to do on Mirage and other maps, for example. Overpass, another example of that. They just work to default a lot, very similar to what Echo Fox does. But you know, because it's that hybrid style, you do that as your foundation. You work in the aggressive executes. But I feel like all we've seen out of Immortals so far is just like these crazy heavy setups towards one side of the map where they just trade battle their way into wins.
Yeah. And it's usually a really good idea, especially if you have so many good players. And I like when they don't subject themselves to being counter-naded, so like that squeaky push, or they don't use any nades. And there's something that leaves a bad taste in my mouth when like a team has tons of resources, but then just wastes it all on a walkout. But sometimes a walkout is just such a good idea, especially if a team is super serious and times and uses their nades properly. Because if you try to execute versus them, they're just going to delay long enough that your smokes dissipate, you don't get your bomb down, the rotates come out. You know the whole deal.
I almost thought that 1B round that they just won recently, though, is like people getting caught like in weird positions, like positions where you have no fallback option. Like, for example, this guy gets caught in the corner on Raptors in front of Heaven. Like, there's no way out of that spot, you know? Like, it's great to catch someone on an angle in the feet, but then you can't get away.
Yeah. So Freak actually, like, walked out from Heaven. His teammate died, and then, like, Phelps killed his teammate, and then Phelps came around B main, came from B main, like, cleared CT, and then he cleared Heaven, and then he actually cleared the corner of Heaven, which is just awareness, like, you know, like a crazy amount of awareness, right? Because he checks Heaven, so maybe at this point he throws a smoke into CT and then thinks, all right, I'm going to go in this site. And so Freakazoid is up there in the corner looking down, like, I get this kill at least, and then maybe I'm in an awkward spot, but Phelps just clears him, so just way too smart.
Basically turning a one-and-done spot into nothing at all.
Yeah, so like he's supposed to have gotten that kill, I'm sure.
Yeah, so again, good play there from Phelps. But we have a quick exchange here in the beginning of this round that leads to a very fast 4-on-4 situation as Shazam actually still has control of Sunroom. So some aggression taking place here from Echo Fox, but it's an even trade, so it favors Immortals a bit. But at the very least, it does give Echo Fox a lot of intel, and maybe it makes it a little bit easier for Rotate to come off here from Roka and to let these two really focus on the A side. But mid is like the big vulnerability right now. While Immortals haven't taken control of that just yet, they're just getting picks over on the A side instead, as Henny is going to be able to get the shot there onto Rick. Sean Gare's trying to buy time, but the thing is, Immortals haven't quite committed just yet. They're kind of just waiting it out. They're being patient. A great pop flash comes in. Sean tries to chase after the kill with it. He does find one, but Lucas is still able to slip inside the site. He's able to find a pick onto Roka, but Sean quick to the trade again, so Sean really just being so sneaky around everything, and Zeus tries to flank. Shazam almost catches on, but not quite. And then Sean knows he's going to get pinched. He has to go for the play, and Henny's able to take him out with the AWP.
They're certainly excited for good reason. That's another opportunity to get Echo Fox on a save. And I mean, Immortals are fine losing that round in a sense, but this just helps them make their lead even more drastic than it already is. And Zeus coming in on that flank was enormous. I mean, he's all the way in B, and then, I mean, he almost guaranteed it. But, like, Shazam turning around,
yeah, I mean,
could have been an unfortunate situation, but just, like, that was a really good spot.
It's one of those things where Shazam actually read it fine, but he actually misses the shot at the end of the day.
I don't think he expected. I think he was just going back to truck.
I mean, it seemed like it was almost an even fight. Like, by the time that the guy actually shot him, he was actually still peeking, but he misses, and so that forces Sean like a really tough. If Shazam actually catches the flank, it's a whole different round. But now we do have Echo Fox just on pistols, and Immortals are looking to fight at the A bomb site, but they're going to be in for a rude awakening because everyone is here to just have to try to out-aim all their opponents at this point rather than out-maneuver, as Rix has already found one kill there with the CZ. Freak, though, still hiding at quad. They haven't slipped him out. He gets the kill. but then Rix tries to fall out of door and gets caught, and now Immortals are just catching frags left and right, and at least Freak alone with the deagle, but he's finding a little bit of damage, but not enough, and Immortals now up 13-9. Even though they run into the trap, it doesn't catch them.
Yeah, I just had a voice crack. They're getting loud. They're getting loud. These last 2 rounds, like, they haven't really made a lot of noise up until this point.
No one really has up until this point, actually.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They are starting to feel it, and they do get really powerful when they start to gain momentum. And I wonder if that is starting to bog down on Echo Fox's lead. Now at 4 rounds, one of their last opportunities to have a buy round right here and now. Definitely the last round that we'll see 2 obs, and probably the last round that we'll see full nades.
Yeah, as much as they invest into this, you almost feel like they're never going to be able to buy enough to challenge Immortals from that point. And even if they do, it's going to be like 2 forced buys back-to-back to stop Immortals from winning. So, like, literally almost all their eggs are in this particular basket, which is the 23rd round where they're trying to, you know, fight here and now and get the double digits and not allow Immortals to extend their lead anymore.
Any movement on the map right now? Just a player over in Squeaky. They're going back to just a default. And I think this is a way to just... Oh, it's actually Immortals, the ones on T-side in the default and feeling out Echo Fox. I was going to say Sean just wanted to probably have his teammates chill out for a few minutes, or for a few moments before they make a decision on what to do, but this works in their favor as well. It's still affording them that time. Crossfire at mid. Phelps takes quite a bit of damage. It's going to be hard to finish him off, but does find it. Good on Rix for finding that kill.
Yeah, and now you see Henny actually trying to catch Rix escaping, but never even realizing that Roke is actually stuck in a good position as well. So it's going to be difficult for them to ever get access to middle at this point. But you see them still trying to go for it. Lucas is going to be ready. Zeus as well. You see Henny sliding out with the op. So they're certainly trying to fight their way back into mid control here. But there's still that one play that they have to worry about. But Henny, too aware, checks it, gets it back into a 4 versus 4 situation. Rix is nowhere to be found anymore. He's long been gone. And so now we just see Immortals roll out into a mid-B hit. It's such a sick timing because look how far away the rotate is. Strongairs has to go mad with this op to stay alive long enough for a rotate to set in, but it's just not going to come to fruition, and the bomb will go down. And, I mean, Echo Fox, I feel as though they just have to save at this point. They don't have much money, and they can't even, like, before he can even think about running away, Bolts just puts it right over his head. My goodness.
Wow. Actually, I mean, Rix got the opening frag, and then they ended up killing Roka with Henny coming over boost. And it was just a great time to do it. He had a bunch of free angles to clear for himself, and then killed Roka, sealed that up. And Roka's in a tough spot. I mean, you can't really fall back without someone smoking his mid-main for him, and since Rix was dead. Or was Rix dead at that time? Where did Rix go after he killed the...
He just kind of bailed out.
Yeah, he just left, huh?
And so Roka was kind of just left there in closet by himself and got picked up on by Henny, and then just, you know, a really rapid B attack. As we see, Echo Fox actually like really cheated a rotate over towards the A side of the map. So I don't know if they were just thinking it's going to be some type of mid-A split. But whatever the case may be, Sean gets stuck alone with an op in isolation at that B bomb site, and he just gets overwhelmed. And so now Immortals have it 14-9. We do see Echo Fox buying up all that they can, but I mean, it's certainly slim pickings for them. They do have 3 M4s, but limited utility and 2 FAMASs in play. And then next round's going to be even worse if they can't convert this one, I feel like. So this is a really critical moment. I think Immortals have already done the hard work. Now they just have to finish the job, and they're going to be doing the same exact crazy attack from a few rounds ago that was so successful.
Yeah, I wonder how well it worked. They really had an Echo Fox had a really unorthodox setup at the time that this happened. Now Sean can really deal with this push from the position that he's in, but also only has a FAMAS and isn't finding the good damage that's going to get him a kill. So a smoke on the side of the site is not that great, but the bomb can go down. The Molotovs come out, using the utility to its maximum potential. Right. And already so low on options are Echo Fox on this retake.
Yeah, now they're a man down as well to make it even worse, as we do see 2 approaching from highway, 1 from the truck. They're trying to pour some nades in to give some space to get inside. Freak does pick up the kill on Phelps over towards Forklift, but he's all on his lonesome in a 1v3, and Lucas comes out from quad. Now it's 15-9, and Echo Fox 1 round away from losing their chance to have the All-North American final. Instead, may have to just settle for that 3rd place decider against Heroic. We'll see if they can climb back, as they need to win now 6 in a row to force the overtime. Again, very limited buy out of Echo Fox and Immortals. They smell blood in the water. They know that they're just 1 round away from reaching the final. And Lucas just relentless there on the Freakazoid. That hurts so much.
Yeah, that's got to be a really frustrating moment. Can't help your team anymore. Freakazoid just out of the server for potentially what could be the last round. 5v4. Oh my god. And the kill. Zeus gets another kill. 2 people peeking him. And it seemed like at great angles. They both had headshot positions.
It's crazy. It's another one of those rounds where it's almost like a free-for-all, where Immortals are just taking peeks and they're just winning all their fights. And, I mean, when you can do that, you just have all the options open to you, as we still have Bolts working on clearance B bomb site. Look at how much of a rotation that he's pulled. And that means A is completely open, so much so that Felt's actually able to push Truck and catch someone in the back who's still trying to rotate to the B bomb site. And this couldn't get much worse for Echo Fox. I mean, this is almost an impossible hill to climb to get this round back.
Whoever said Brazilian dominance was boring was just salty, because they do exciting things. Interesting and exciting things.
It's going to be all on Roka now, 1 versus 2. Baumann's been ticking for some time already. He does not have a kid. He's got to work fast, and Henny will fittingly finish it because he had such a great start to the game, and he'll end it well also. And so there you have it. Immortals are going to take the series 2-1. Pretty dominant victory on Train. Not so much so on Nuke, of course. Echo Fox had that one under wraps for most of it, but they, after like the really close start in the first half, once Immortals got control, they never let go of it.
No, they really didn't. What a fantastic T-side. I love. There's so many things we can grab from that, you know? Just like looking, if you look back at the rounds, like these some interesting things that we could do that like I would use for my team, for example. Simple strategies that are unique and unorthodox and effective.
Yeah, it's one of the first times I've really ever seen them play this map from the T side and like rely on their default so little. Like, they really relied more on these crazy executes or just like these free-for-all aim battles across the map, and like everything was clicking for them. They just seemed in such good form, and they will in fact make it to the finals. So I think this is like a sick finals. Like, it's the Battle of the Americas. It's this hot Cloud9 who have been dominating the NA scene in league play versus this Immortals team who had this championship pedigree, who had this new in-game leader, who are trying to like prove to the world that they're still a top 10 team in the world and that they're still a title contender. And so it's going to be a great grand final. And then we're going to have Echo Fox taking on Heroic in the third place decider, where Echo Fox has certainly made it further than maybe people expected. And you have this Heroic team who had a bit of a stumble, as they may have been one of the favorites to make the final in some people's eyes. So definitely a really cool tournament thus far, and we get to finish it off tomorrow with, I think, some excellent matches.
Yep, can't wait.
So that's going to do it, folks. We're not going to do any type of crazy complex close. It was cool to kind of take off my analyst hat for a game and do some play-by-play. It's been like several years since I've done that much play-by-play on one thing, so it's really cool. It's great working with you again. I think we've casted together in a very long time, like old school CEVO days, like way back in the day that we used to do.
I'm not even sure that we've ever casted together.
I think we did a couple online matches like a long, long time ago, but it's been a while. So it was cool to try that out again. I hope you folks enjoyed it. Please be sure to follow and tune in tomorrow, as we will have the finals day of this Northern Arena Toronto Land Final. So thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Dustin Moret. This is Launders. Follow us up. See you tomorrow. Have a good night or morning, wherever you are in the world.
Bot Launders. At Bot Launders.
At Bot Launders. I'm sorry.
Shout out to Tasty Way.
It wasn't down there at some point. Anyway, good night.